Hey guys, welcome back to the Spotlight here on rockstardreams.com, where we are dedicated to sharing rad backstories one band at a time. I am stoked to have Simon Thompson, lead vocalist of the Alvarez Kings, on the show with us today. Simon, thanks for being on, my man.
Awesome. No, thank you very much for having me on. It's a real pleasure.
Yep, you're welcome. So let's dive in here. Here at Rockstar Dreams, we're all about the backstory with bands. You know, I think fans don't see, get a chance to really see all the hard work, songwriting sessions, studio sessions, and shows that go into, making great music and having the opportunity to get signed. So would love to get your backstory, Simon, and how you and your mates came together.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm excited.
So if you can just give us the rundown on, how the Alvarez Kings formed and, what's next for you guys.
We formed, as we are now, around 4 or 5 years ago. But me and my brother's in the band. So we've been making music together since we were kids. And then just wanted to make a band and take it more serious. We did a lot of like earlier bands where we did, little pubs or club shows where we did covers and sort of introduced our own songs. But then, like I said, we took it more serious, and Sean and Richard came along and just sort of clicked really. We just began writing songs together, and we've just been sort of touring ever since. We managed to get a foothold into the States. We played CMJ Festival in 2011, I think it was. And then we did a tour in Canada. Straight after that, we did like Toronto to Vancouver, drove the whole way, which was pretty brutal. So our sort of first taste of the North American sort of landscape. And then it snowballed from there, really. We got invited to Vans Warped Tour by Kevin Lyman in 2013, and we made so many great fans and friends along the way. Bands, people attending the shows, meeting and greeting people after shows at the merch tent. And then we luckily got invited back again in 2015. And that's when we got signed to Sire Records, which is a subsidiary of Warner Brothers. And here we are now. We've done countless tours. This year alone we toured the States for a couple of months with Melanie Martinez, and we also did a small European run with Melanie as well this year, in Paris, just to name a few. And it's been hard work, a lot of hard work, a lot of long drives as well. So it's just been really cool, really fun. It's been an exciting journey, and luckily, we're all really good friends. We get on really well. We've all got the same goals and ambitions. So it just, every day is just a joy, really, on tour.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, definitely making waves. I'm really digging your EP, Fear to Feel, which was your first EP off of Sire Records that released last year. Particularly the song Telltale Heart. Fantastic arrangement there. Really like the structure of that song, just the overall lyrics, the melody, and the bridge on there. I'm going to play a little clip for our audience who's not familiar with Alvarez Kings yet. Hopefully after this interview and this song, you will be a newfound fan. So take a listen. This is Telltale Heart from Fear to Feel by Alvarez Kings. All right, if that song does not grab you from the jump, please check your pulse. It's almost like you start with the chorus on that song, and within 5 seconds of listening, you're automatically engaged. So I really like the delivery on that song. And Simon, would love to get your perspective on songwriting process and kind of what went into this record.
Really, it all kind of starts off at home for me. I always have an acoustic guitar around, just kind of pick it up every day. Some days, nothing might come and I'll just play some cover songs and just, just things like that. But then other days you just get these little pockets of sort of creativity, and I just kind of record it all down in a simple format, just on voice notes on my cell phone. So I just like save it on there, put little ideas together, keep going back, adding little extra bits while I'm working on the idea. And then I tend to email it straight to Sean, who's in the band, and sort of gauge his reaction as to whether it's a good idea or a bad idea. Sometimes I know personally if it's kind of a good idea, and then just to get sort of the thumbs up from Sean, then I know that it's worth sort of working on and putting into a song format. So just kind of goes from there, really. And then Sean is sort of like the producer of the band. He's very like skilled on Pro Tools and Logic, so he puts like all the sort of arrangements together, and I put a lot of the guitar parts down, and we just like kind of work together, and then we bring it to the band, and that's kind of like the EP was done pretty much on a laptop, really like low budget, and we actually recorded that EP before we got signed. So then with the money from the label, we kind of got it mastered and got it mixed, mastered, and made it sound a bit pretty. So yeah, that was the process of that EP. Really, it was really DIY, and it was all we had at the time, because Sean lives in London, and I live in a small town called Rotherham, which is next to Sheffield, which is the biggest city near to me, and that's 3 hours drive from Sean. So that's kind of how we work in terms of songwriting, but it does kind of work. We've tried writing in rehearsal rooms before, and when there's 4 of you there just all sort of throwing ideas, you kind of gets a bit crazy and a bit lost. So the fact that you can isolate yourself and just send it between me and Sean, I suppose that's the beauty of modern technology and the internet.
Yeah, I dig it, my man. You can definitely hear the chemistry on this record. So for our audience, you can check out Fear to Feel on iTunes now. You can search by the Alvarez Kings or by Fear to Feel. So be sure to download their EP. Again, guys, that single we were just listening to was Telltale Heart. This is the band's first EP off of Sire Records. On that note, Simon, when can we expect a full-length album?
We've actually just gotten the masters back today, so we've been listening to the masters of the album. We recorded the album in LA around June time this year, so we're expecting the album to be out early March next year, and we've actually got like a pre-single coming out this month. So not allowed to mention what it is or the exact date as of yet, but we're sort of getting that out ready for the upcoming tour in November.
Very cool, man. Well, we will definitely be on the lookout, and look forward to reviewing that album. Also, again, you're going on tour with Melanie Martinez starting in November, which is fantastic. And it's crazy because that tour is almost a month out, and almost every show is already sold out. So, what's it like for you to go on tour of this magnitude and support Melanie? And what's the fan reaction been like so far?
Just amazing, really. Just to know that you've not got to worry about selling tickets for one. That's already taken care of by Melanie herself. But just to be invited back for a third time by Melanie is just just awesome. And I think we've got a really good connection with Melanie's fans. When we played in America, you know, just from walking on stage, you know, there was, you know, having just the entire audience just screaming. It was almost like the Beatles invasion again. And it was just really surreal. And it was the same for the entire 2 months. And then the same again when we came to UK and Europe. Just so cool. And yeah, it's just playing on those bigger stages as well. I really feel that our sound just is so perfect for the big theaters and the big shows. So it's really cool to do. And we've just come off our own UK tour, which is our first ever headline tour. So it was really exciting to stand on our own feet and you know, sell tickets off our own back, which was really scary, but interesting at the same time. And you know, we had so many like Melanie Martinez fans and Paris fans come back and check us out, and you know, some of them were waiting outside from like lunchtime to come and see us, which was just unbelievable. And you know, we can't thank them enough for making us feel that way, and just buying tickets. It's like a really humbling feeling. So, you know, excited to get back out there in a few weeks' time.
That's awesome, man. We definitely got some new fans here in the States, and especially in San Francisco. So I've been playing your record quite a bit, you know, around
thank you.
The office here, and then amongst friends. So really digging it, man, and wish you guys the best of luck. And it just goes to show, if you have great songs and passion for what you do, I mean, the fan base will be there. And I think you guys have a bright future ahead. So congrats on that.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Yep, you're welcome. And let's talk about a recent single you released, Postcards from Berlin. You have a video out now on YouTube. Really like the overall concept of the song and the video itself. So would love to get your thoughts on, you know, what went into that single. And I know you can't get too into detail on the new record, but can fans expect that on the new album, potentially? You can just wink.
Yeah, I'm sure we're at least allowed to mention one song that's going to be on the record. Yeah, that song was, I kind of got this idea when I was on tour in Europe, hence Berlin, and like in the UK we have this thing of going to the coast, and it's really like an old-fashioned way of doing it, where you would sort of, before cell phones and the internet, you would send a postcard home to your family and your friends, just to say, you know, having a great time at the coast, wish you were here, that kind of vibe. And so when I was on tour, I was doing the sort of British thing of sending a postcard home, and the postcard actually didn't make it home, which was sort of quite funny. But yeah, it was just being on the road, missing home, sort of like on the end of the phone, and you know, not always been a good environment, whether it's you know, in a relationship or whatever. And yeah, just like the ups and downs of being on tour, really. Probably highlighted more of the downs in that song, just because it seemed to work better with the movement and the shift in the structure of the song. But yeah, like it's one of my favorite songs, and it's just a cool song. It does mean a lot, and hopefully people dig it.
Yeah, I think that band will resonate with every band that's ever gone on tour, and knows gets that separation anxiety and know what it's like to be cooped up in a 12-passenger van or tour bus, or even a car pulling a trailer with gear, just, you know, driving hundreds of miles to get to your next gig, and just hoping for that return in the long run. So, and I'm sure, man, that your mom wasn't too bummed about missing that postcard after she saw the video there.
No, not really.
Well, Simon, we certainly appreciate the time, man. Thank you for being on the spotlight with us here on rockstardreams.com. Again, guys, I'm on with Simon Thompson, lead vocalist of Alvarez Kings based in the UK. You can check them out on tour if you're in Europe with Melanie Martinez. Hopefully they'll be back in the States soon. Be sure to follow them on Twitter at Alvarez Kings for all the updates. Thanks for being with us here on the Spotlight.
Thanks very much.